Today's video sponsor is GVG Mall, bringing you all the software deals you need, like Windows 10, Windows 11, Office 2021 with a new Windows 11 design, and even Windows Server 2022. For all of these, you can use my SKG discount code for 25% off, getting a Windows 10 serial key for only $16. Then use the key on your Windows settings and you'll have an activated system. Hello guys, it's Gameplays, I'm Fabio Pisco and welcome to my channel. As for today's video we have the unboxing of the RTX 4080 from MSI and it is the Suprim X version. And before anything else I just want to thank MSI Iberia, which is the MSI for Portugal and Spain, for sending the card to test, okay? I won't be able to keep the card but at least I can test it, I can do the unboxing and I can bring the RTX 4080 results to you, which was the main focus of actually getting the card. So if I don't need to get the card, it's already a big plus for the channel. So thanks a lot MSI Iberia, and I hope we can have an RTX 4090. Well, at least they said I could, so that's a nice thing. More results, more benchmarks for you to see. Let's go to the unboxing now. So guys, here we are now on the unboxing of the RTX 4080. By the way, once again, thanks a lot for MSI Iberia for sending the card. So I won't be able to keep the card, but at least they sent the card to test, and I actually was able to choose in between the Suprim X and the other version, which I believe was the Gaming X, and I chose the Suprim X because even for the unboxing part, it is much better to unbox the Suprim X because this is the top tier of the MSI and it just looks great. By the way, the box is already huge. The box is insanely huge. I'm not even joking. This is very, very, very big. So for a matter of perspective, this is the Intel Arc. Look how it sits in the box. And this card is not that small. This card is actually not that compact, and still, okay, as you can see, it's just really, really small. This card is just slightly smaller than the 6900 XTX, so you see what I'm doing here. No. Now, as for the front, we have the MSI logo once again, GeForce RTX 4080, 16GB GDDR6X, the Suprim X, and then we have here the LSS, Ray Tracing, Reflex, and Studio. Okay, on the left side, we have once again GeForce RTX 4080, 16GB GDDR6, and so on. On the right side, let's see. On the right side, it's basically the same, but instead we have Suprim X as well. Looks good. MSI, Suprim X. And on the back we actually have more things. So we have GeForce RTX 4080, we have the Trifrozer 3S, the Torx Fan 5, Vapor Chamber. So we now have a Vapor Chamber as well on the 4080. Thing that I actually did not know. I believe that the Vapor Chamber was a thing of the Sapphire cards and the AMD cards, but it seems that it isn't, and we do have the Vapor Chamber for the RTX 4080 as well, at least on the Suprim X version. We have some key features and so on in the picture of the card and Suprim X. Now, as we open the box is already pretty premium. I mean, it's Suprim X, so it has to be premium, but as soon as you open it, it has kind of a mechanism that allows it to stay like this. So you see Suprim here, then you have the kind of a little cardboard saying Suprim X, change the game, and once again we have the key features on this type of card, in this case the RTX 4080, and the cooler itself, the Torx Fan 5. Fan blades linked by ring arcs and fan cowl, I believe it's how it's pronounced, work together to stabilize and maintain high pressure airflow. Okay, basically that's it. We even have a mousepad. We have a Suprim X mousepad, which is something interesting. Not needed, but interesting, okay? A small mousepad. It looks good, actually, it looks good. Then we have the usual foam to protect the card. Okay, as for the accessories, by the way, this card is not new, of course, because it was already tested by other reviewers, but it is what it is. As for the... okay, this is not done properly. Okay, Now it is. As for the accessories, we actually have this, a tool for the GPU sag, okay? So you put this, you have the card on your computer, okay? And it will sometimes, kind of sag, so it will kind of bend a bit, and this serves to allow the card to not bend. So we will use this little tool in order for the card to not sag or to not bend and have later damage, okay? This is a tool because the card, once again, like I told you, is huge. And the same, the 3070 Suprim X, I have one there, and it also brings the sag tool, the GPU sag tool, and this one brings one as well, and it is actually better than the previous one. We have a little rubber here, so it just looks good. It looks good indeed. Okay, we have the cables, the usual cables, the PCI cables, since we actually have different connections now. I do believe we need a bit more of exposure, maybe, but since we have different connections now, the NVIDIA cards have these 12-pin connectors, so they're different. So now we need the extension from the 12-pin connector to the usual ones, 8-pin connections, okay? So that's what it is. Now as for the big dog, the GPU itself, damn, this is heavy. This must be like 5 kilograms or something like that. Jesus Christ, this is insane. I already seen it before, but it's just so damn big. Also, we have some manuals here, by the way, MSI and so on, but this is just insanely huge. Let me just close it. Look at the beast. It's like 5 centimeters or more tall. It's like insane. What the hell is this? This is just a chunky boy, definitely. It looks beautiful, by the way. So we have the symbol here of the Suprim, I believe. The letters, GeForce RTX. We have the die here with a cut in order to improve the temperatures, something that I like in all the models that I have. In the front we have Suprim X and MSI. I do believe that we have RGB here. Then we have GeForce RTX once again. We have the power connection, like I told you before, 12 pins now. Once again, looks great. As for the fans, they also look great. This is a really massive card, really massive. I do believe that we have RGB here on the side of the fans as well. I mean, just looks great, like 80mm fans or 100mm fans. I mean, this is really heavy, and I'm not joking. This is heavy as hell. My arm is actually hurting right now. So we also have dual BIOS here. I do believe we have the gaming and the silent BIOS. So we have double BIOS in case you have any issues with your software. For example, you can actually use the other BIOS to solve the problem. Or if you want to tweak your BIOS, if you want to mod your BIOS, you also have the other BIOS in order to have a safe net. Okay, now as for the front, it's nothing well out of this world. It's the normal fins for the heat pipes and so on. Huge, once again, huge heatsink. Something huge, in fact. And as for the connections, well, as for the connections, here they are. We actually have HDMI, DisplayPort, and DisplayPort. So we have a triple slot GPU, which is insane. Triple slot GPU with only one HDMI and 3 DisplayPorts. I do believe that the HDMI is like 1.4, so it's not the latest 2.1 HDMI, it's the 1.4. It's a thing of the RTX 4000 series. And as for the DisplayPort, I do believe it's the latest version, or at least close to the latest. But once again, what a massive piece of work. Let me just, once again, for perspective, here we have the 4080, here we have the A770. Okay, this is just so much smaller. Look, it's like father and son. But that's normal. But in terms of thickness is where the game changes. This is the Zotac, oh my bad, this is the Zotac 4070 Ti that you can see in my channel as well. The Zotac 4070 Ti, and this card is already on the normal size, on the normal to bigger size, so it's not a small card as the A770 from Intel that you saw before, and even there it is much, and I repeat, it is much smaller than this 4080. I mean, in terms of length, it is just a bit smaller, but in terms of in terms of width, look at the difference. It's just insane, and even in terms of weight, look at this. Is almost the double. We have the 4080 here, and we have the 4070 Ti here. It's almost double. It's, once again, it's just insane. The cooling temperatures here must be insane, but I mean, it's easily double the weight. Insane. But well, as you can see, the card looks great. Let's see how it looks in the build now. And well guys, that's all for today's video. Thanks a lot for watching once again. Don't forget, if you have any doubts, leave your comment in the comment section and let me know what you want to know or what you think about this card as well, because that's important. And once again, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks MSI Iberia, and see you in the next video.